Honor to invite Professor R.K. Deeman, sir, Director, SGPGI, to kindly come forward and join us on stage. Please welcome sir with a round of applause. Now, thank you, ma'am. I request respected HOD ma'am to give a sapling to Dr. Chinmay Sahu, sir, our organizing secretary for this event.
Director SGPGI, Professor Shalin Kumar Dean, Dr. Chinmay Sahu, Organizing Secretary, Professor Atul Garg, Co-Organizing Secretary, as well as Nodal Officer for Alumni, our esteemed alumni who have been invited, our invited speakers, our alumni, residents, and the staff of the department. Ladies and gentlemen, on the 31st Foundation Day of the department. The department was established on the 5th May 1988, and is celebrating proudly its 37th year today. We are celebrating this Foundation Day with the CME on hand hygiene and prevention of hospital-acquired infections using automated syndromic panels. On this day is also the WHO World Hand Hygiene Day, and the theme for this year is "It might be gloves, is always hand hygiene," which emphasizes the importance of appropriate glove use alongside hand hygiene. Gloves are essential in healthcare settings, but it does not replace the need for hand hygiene. Therefore, it is important. It also emphasizes the importance of hand hygiene for prevention of as well as spread of infectious agents among healthcare workers. According to WHO, thousands of people die every day around the world from infections acquired while receiving healthcare services. As hands are the main pathways of germ transmission during the management of these patients, therefore it is important to prevent and avoid healthcare-associated infections by simple hand hygiene techniques or the practices. Since its establishment of our department in 1988, it has grown in strength and number and has established both
Mr. Rumi, distinguished colleagues on the dais and off the dais, and friends, students, ladies and gentlemen. Hand hygiene is something that is taught by the mother to the child, and it has now become an industry, and we have to remind ourselves at the tender age of 45, 50 and 60 and have a symposium, because the consequences are so widespread, and there's a full industry around this, which is something that I witnessed in the COVID pandemic. First, I'd like to just make sure that I'm saying the right thing. And Dr. Rumi, if you mind, would you mind just confirming that a Lifebuoy soap, which has carbolic acid, what is the incremental gain of using those sanitizers over a 10 rupee carbolic soap? In my very humble, rustic, basic understanding, there may never be a randomized trial, but it's a 10 rupee soap versus a full industry with lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of rupees going into things. There is a case for that, for fumigation. There is a case for technology. Of course there is. But common sensible practice costs nothing and gets you everything. Along with that, in hand hygiene comes nail clipping. नाखून को समय से काटना उसके अंदर. But ordinary tap water and a carbolic soap of 10 rupees will do exactly the same thing that we are starting to do. And because there is always a play between organism and immunity, and they are responsible for ill health, which is why then you start doing sampling and trying to find the bacteria. So the science and technology is there, it is necessary, it has to happen. But commonsensical practices in terms of what we eat, how much we sleep, whether we exercise, whether we keep our minds still and not have depress our immunity, that is the other side of the story. That is perhaps not captured. We forget about when we are sitting in sessions such as this. I thank you for your attention.
Guidance and dedication continue to shape the sure course of this institution. He is a source of inspiration for both faculty and students. He's been awarded with the Padma Shri, one of India's highest civilian honors, for his exceptional contribution in the field of medicine. I respectfully request Professor R.K. Veeman, Sir, Director, HDPGI, to please come forward and share a few words with us on this special occasion.
Thank you. Professor Shaleen, our Dean, Professor Marak, Head of the Department of the Microbiology, Dr. Saul, many more faculty from the Department of the Microbiology, and most importantly, the alumni of this department, of this institute. And I welcome all of them that they have come all over to celebrate the 37th Foundation Day of this department. When I see you, then I can understand the importance of this department, the level of this department, the positivity of this department. Dr. Maharaj just introduced me. Few. Some is the head of the department, others is heading some other things. So it speaks a volume about this department over here. And I know this department when I was the student of this institute only. I joined this institute as a DM in gastroenterology on the 1st of the January 1989, and the department was there. Professor, I agree if I'm not wrong? Yes. Yeah. So the couple, I agree, couple was here. One, it was heading the department of the radiotherapy. Another, the microbiology. The two stalwarts who started these two departments also. And I can say the department has progressed like anything. And during my last 5 years tenure over here, I have been approached several times, not one time, I would say, several times, that we want this thing in the department. Now the department have 3 BSL-3 labs here. One is dedicated to tuberculosis only, and the rich efforts from the Dr. Richa Mishra over here. And Dr. Marak basically supervising each and everything. The department has progressed to greater height, I would say. And now it's the turn of the expansion of this department. I'm talking on the foundation day of this department. Now, the expansion of this department, it's already expanded posteriorly, I would say. I'm an anatomist, so I have to say, backwards it has already expanded. They have the 4th floor also, and 1 or 2 of those floors, they belong to the microbiology, and 1 or half of the floor is totally dedicated to the tuberculosis program. That is important, because our Prime Minister said that we would eradicate by 2025, but now we have the different lakshas, that is the 2027, but nevertheless that we are working in this direction, the department is working in this direction, is very, very important. Now coming to the importance of the hand hygiene. When I was doing my MD at Pro, that time Medicaid catheters were not available. I think when I was in the last year of my MDs, only then they were available. Otherwise, used to put the butterfly probe at that time. We have to tap ascites, we have to tap the pleural fluid, and most importantly, we have to do the lumbar puncture to take out the CSF. There were no gloves. And we had the senior who used to say, hand wash and the common sense is the only thing that you require over here as far as all these infections precautions are concerned. Common sense means where to touch, where not to touch. That's it. We used to wash our hands, and we used to come like this, as if I am a surgeon. And I'll come, and then they open the tray, I'll take out the, whatever it is, I don't remember the name also, Cheetos for SEP also, and the other cotton swabs, and then betadine, then spirit, everything. So while doing the lumbar puncture, the area of the 6 inches we used to create, and that is the area where we can touch. Otherwise we cannot touch elsewhere. And this is the extension of the hand gene now also. If you ask me, they say it might be gloves. You don't require gloves at all. Gloves is just like another skin on your hand. If you do not take precautions where to touch, where not to touch, even the gloves, they are useless. You are producing so much of the waste which is non-degradable. In tons, in the institute like this, the tons of the plastic waste is formed without any much benefit. If we just stick to the hand hygiene, before you go to the patient, you have to do it. You want to perform any procedure, you have to wash your hands. I mean to say, clean your hands. And then if you touch to some fluid and other thing, you have to wash the hand also. Post procedures also, and surrounding also. Can you change the gloves so many times? Answer is no. So I think it is the prime importance of the hand hygiene. That is very, very important. And I was just reading today, let me see what the WHO says. The WHO says only the 68 countries, they are following the hand hygiene. I think it is not a good figure actually. With the things that can be done with little amount of the money, with the presence of the mind also, you can achieve the wonders. And it is not that it prevents the infection also. It also prevents, if you are in a hospital setting, if you are in ICU setting, or in the CCM setting, it also prevents the hospital-acquired infections, resistant bacteria. So that is the importance, that is the worth of the hand hygiene. I know, I am not an expert in it. There are many people over here.
Everyone. Hand hygiene is one of the most, I am a professor of downstream medicine, so hand hygiene to me is most important, because if I am carrying some infection in my hand, then doing a phlebotomy will transmit that infection to the healthy donor, which is not a patient. So hand hygiene has a very, very important place in whole of the medical system as such. But by and large, as our respected Dean Sir, Director Sir said, that the basic part of hand hygiene is not only using gloves and not only in the hospital, it is in your day-to-day life also. That is, when you are out of the hospital also, hand hygiene should be a basic part of your day-to-day work. From my end, I feel that, as Director Sir mentioned, Lifebuoy soap. From my childhood, I remember that was a soap which was present in each and every family, and I don't know whether any other soap was available or not. So, by doing that, we are nowadays teaching hand hygiene, how to hand wash different kinds, different ways, for different procedures. But all said and done, the basic part of hand hygiene is always keep your hands clean, whether it be doing a procedure or whether it be before eating food, after eating food. So it has become a part of our life, day-to-day life, and its importance is nonetheless important than anything else.
Sir, Ajay Tutor had said, if I have seen further than others, it is because I was standing on the shoulders of giants. Any department or institute developed on strong foundation laid by founders and taken to a great height by its alumni. We work with the motto that past was good, present is better, and future will be much better. It is indeed a great pride and pleasure to celebrate our 37th Foundation Day, Alumni Day, and World Hand Hygiene Day today. We celebrate this occasion to give respect to our seniors and draw inspiration from them, analyze our present efforts, and inspire our future generation to take the department and institute to a great height. In this occasion, I would like to thank our director, Professor R.K. Dhiman sir, who is the main inspiration for all to celebrate Foundation Day and Alumni Day and strive towards perfection. I thank our respected Dean sir, who always supports our academic activities in our department. I also thank our medical superintendent sir, Dr. Prasad Agarwal sir, to have taken time from his busy schedule. It is an honor and privilege to welcome and thank all our alumni who has come from different parts of the state and India to grace this occasion. Dr. Urmi S.K. Maharaj, actually Microwali, is our main inspiration and guide for arranging the event, and I thank her from all our department, from the all alumni. I acknowledge the efforts and work of all our faculty, residents, project students, training students, all our staff for making this event very successful. And lastly, I thank with bottom of my heart our sponsors Jubal Lassi, Milo, Helix, Copan, and Innovate Curiosity for their contribution. I thank you and welcome you all. Thanks.
Professor Vinita Khare, Head of Department Microbiology, Era Medical College. Ma'am will be delivering an insightful talk on the critical topic of hand hygiene in healthcare with a special focus on the search for optimal hand hygiene agent. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning everyone, and thanks to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to talk on the topic hand hygiene in healthcare, search for the optimal hand hygiene agent. Now as I stand here, I would first like to recall the May 15, 1850, when the Hungarian obstetrician Ignaz Semmelweis, he stepped up on the podium of the Vienna Medical Society lecture hall and he started to talk about one of his observations. He had observed that hand hygiene, which was not called hand hygiene at that time, it was washing hands and submerging them in lime water for some time could prevent puerperal sepsis. So he had, done a lot of work on that, his observations on that, and he found that using lime water, dipping your hands before you go to the maternity, the obstetrics ward, could help in reducing the incidence of
होना है जरूरी, ग्लव से नहीं चलेगा काम। एक कहानी, एक स्कूल और कुछ सुपर हीरोज। तैयार हो जाइए सनशाइन स्कूल की दुनिया में चलने के लिए, जहां सबको सिखाया जाएगा कि असली हीरो कौन है, ग्लव या हैंड हाइजीन। एक दिन सनशाइन स्कूल में सब नॉर्मल था, लेकिन अचानक बच्चे बीमार होने लगे। सीन 1, द आउटब्रेक।
क्या हुआ बेटा? मेरे सर में बहुत दर्द हो रहा है। अच्छा हेड डाउन कर लो। अरे यार, स्कूल तो बीमारी का अड्डा बन गया है। ये सबको क्या हो रहा है? मैम मेरे पेट में दर्द हो रहा है। ओह नो, चलो नर्स लोटा के पास।
सीन 2, एंटर द जम डिटेक्टिव्स। जैसे ही बीमारी का राज गहरा होता गया, सनशाइन स्कूल ने एक सुपर हीरो की टीम हायर करी, सैम डिटेक्टिव और उनकी टीम।
मैं हूँ डिटेक्टिव सैम। आज मैं और मेरी टीम पता लगाएंगे कि स्कूल में बच्चे बीमार क्यों पड़ रहे हैं। टीम काम शुरू करो, क्लूज ढूंढो। ओहो, आधा खाया हुआ सैंडविच। ये तो 2 हफ्ते पुराना लग रहा है।
ओह, इतनी गंदगी, ये तो एक क्राइम सीन लगता है।
देखो जर्म्स।
Germs, icky germs, icky, icky, icky germs. We are icky germs. Icky, icky, icky germs, icky germs, icky germs, icky, icky, icky germs. We are nasty germs.
हम तो हर जगह हाथों पर भी, दरवाजों पर भी और लंच बॉक्स में भी, और यहाँ तो कोई हाथ भी नहीं धो रहा।
गंदे हाथों में हम रहते, गंदे हाथों में हम रहते, किसी को हमको धोने ना देते, किसी को हमको धोने ना देते, खाने से पहले छुप जाते और पेट में जाके
दर्द हो जाते।
सीन 3, हॉस्पिटल वार्ड, जमराज अराइव। एक दुनिया है जम से भरी और सबसे बड़ा विलन है जमराज।
मैं हूँ जमराज। हा हा, न सैनिटाइजर मुझे रोक सका, न ग्लव्स मुझे छू सका। हा हा, मैं तो सेफ हूँ। ग्लव्स ऑन, प्रॉब्लम गॉन।
अरे लो बेटा बहन, तू तो मेरी बेस्टी है। ग्लव्स तो पहन लिए, हाथ धोए थे, ग्लव्स पहने थे।
हाथ वो क्यों धोना है?
रोजगा, क्या तुम्हारे दिमाग में जर्म घुस गया? तुम्हें ये नहीं पता ग्लव्स के साथ साथ हैंड हाइजीन भी जरूरी है।
देखिए दोस्तों, कैसे डॉक्टर सैनिटो अपना हैंड हाइजीन कर रहे हैं।
क्या हुआ बेटा?
सर मेरे पेट में दर्द हो रहा है।
हैंड वॉश कब से नहीं किया?
सर यार नहीं। अरे ये कैसे मिल, मैं तो मर ही गया।
बताओ दोस्तों, पेशेंट को छूने से पहले क्या करते हैं? हाथ धोते हैं। और पेशेंट को छूने के बाद
हाथ धोते हैं।
सीन 4, द सॉल्यूशन।
डॉक्टर सैनिटो, आप ही बताइए इन जर्म से बचने के लिए क्या करें? हम तो परेशान हो गए हैं। सिंपल, हैंड हाइजीन।
अब डॉक्टर सैनिटो और उनकी टीम हैंड हाइजीन के स्टेप्स दिखाएगी।
오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 나는 선호해 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선호해 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선호해 그런 선호해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 지금 나타날 때까지 가볼까
और नर्स ग्लोविता, कुछ समझ आया?
अब समझ आया। ग्लव्स तो सिर्फ एक लेयर है, असली हीरो तो हाथ धोना है।
अरे इन लोगों ने मेरे जर्म का सपना धो डाला।
और इस तरह डॉक्टर सैनिटो और उनकी टीम ने जम्स को मार हराया और सनशाइन स्कूल में फिर से खुशियां और सेहत आ गई। इट माइट बी ग्लव्स,
It's always hand hygiene.
एप्लीकेशन में पेपर्स में घुसे रहते हैं तो वो रूटीन डायग्नोसिस देखते ही नहीं है, तो उनके स्टूडेंट्स कैसे निकलते हैं? दे बिकम लाइक दिस डिस्पाइट बीइंग एन एमडी माइक्रोबायोलॉजिस्ट एंड what do you call this status for DNB, they are writing reports as +3 +4 and all those things. So it is not the fault that we are not realized. हमें पता ही नहीं that what we are doing, despite of hunting for the M100 document every year, we don't follow the CLSA M100. कोई भी नहीं पढ़ता उसको, because वो free में मिलता है. हमारा इंस्टीट्यूट, हमारा डिपार्टमेंट खरीदता है. We actually buy our own M2 documents, we buy our own M7 documents, we buy our own M39 documents, we buy our own M100 document every year with the name written over it. नीचे नाम लिखा होता है, डॉक्टर देवव्रत दास का नाम लिखा होता है उसमें, वो खरीदता है. We buy these documents every year, so we read them. We discuss. हमारी CLSA M100 पे, only on M100 there were 6 seminars by PGs only on M100. तो इतना डिटेल में घुस के लाइन बाय लाइन हम लोग पढ़ते हैं और पढ़ाते हैं. So that is the level of depth you have to go into when you go in for the AST reporting. Because AST reporting, सबने नाम सुना होगा ISO 15189, right? ISO 185-189 को बनाने वाली जो टेक्निकल कमेटी है, उस टेक्निकल कमेटी को कहते हैं टेक्निकल कमेटी 212. That is in the international organization, international standards of organization के अंदर है, ISO के अंदर है. उस टेक्निकल कमेटी 212 के अंदर भी एक सेपरेट वर्किंग ग्रुप है that works only on AST. So don't depend, जैसे हिस्टोपैथोलॉजी जो होती है ना, माइक्रोबायोलॉजी नहीं कर सकता, कुछ भी कोशिश कर ले, वैसे ही AST है जो कि माइक्रोबायोलॉजी के अलावा कोई और नहीं कर सकता. So be very strict about who's doing the AST reporting. तो जैसे मैंने कहा कि MD माइक्रोबायोलॉजी का जो रोल है, that is not working on one molecule, that is very big, that is very huge. You follow each and every patient. So that is something what we are meant for.
Kumar Singh, Associate Professor and also the Head of Department Microbiology at BRD Medical College, Gorakhpur. So please come.
So thank you, and it was a great pleasure and the honor for me to be here and invited by the Department of Microbiology for this occasion. And after listening Sumit boss, as usual, so there is nothing left in AMR and MSP, but it was a very nice lecture. Many things are very informative for us also and for postgraduate residents also. So I will not take much time because most of the things were already covered by Vinita ma'am. So she made great help for me. So from the yesterday evening we are talking and observing many good posters, very informative by students, paramedicals and the residents. So even director sir also has very nicely narrated, although he is not an infection specialist, but the role of soap, water, hand wash versus the fancy, you can say commercially available, chemically hand scrub and the hand sanitizer. So definitely there is a role of chemical based hand sanitizer and the hand scrub, and it reduces, as you have already seen in the Vinita ma'am lecture, the significant reduction in the microbes. So everything has its own place and role, right? So when you compare the things for a specific scenario, then you can understand the role of these fancy hand scrubs and antiseptic.
Microbial resistance when it is very common. So I will quickly start with the session. Okay, so this is our agenda for today. So understanding the importance of hand hygiene in infection prevention, and the most important thing we are going to discuss about biofire and how biofire testing can be integrated with today's session. Now, let's understand the importance of the hand hygiene infection. So, as previous eminent speaker has already mentioned that post-COVID era, I think a lot of things we have learned from this pandemic disease. And hand hygiene previously and after post-COVID was completely a different scenario. So now a lot of common man, they know like what is hand hygiene because previously it was missing. And also in today's era of antimicrobial resistance, burden is increasing and a lot of healthcare associated infections are associated with that. So let's see what are the major importance of hand hygiene, as already has been mentioned. So yes, significantly reduces the transmission of pathogen, that is very important. And also the most infection are spread through direct contact, which can be eliminated quickly. Also, healthcare workers play a very important role in their own